Yo guys, what's up? It's Dennis from Deniz World of Bodybuilding, and now again, the second time I have Gregg Valentino as a guest at my show. Really thanks, Greg, for me to have you at my show. Take your time off and everything. People love you, your fans love you. I got so many messages and views. I don't know if you saw it. People loved it. It was very entertaining and it was different from the stuff they are used to hearing. Okay, it's just something unique. You are something unique, a unique person. Okay,
Thank you.
so
Thank you.
how are you? Okay, good.
It's great to be here, Dennis. It's great to, talk with you and everything. And let's rock and roll, man. Let's
Yeah.
get into some good stuff. Whatever you want to know, ask me.
Okay, I have a couple questions. I just got home and took a shower, and I have a couple questions. I hope it will be enough. So you're with MD again. People from the past know that you had a column there, the Rambling Freak. It was a written column. Now you have a video column. And how
Right.
you would describe that? I saw the shows. You have like two or three shows, and what's the concept of that?
Well, I've already done five actually.
Oh,
There's
five.
five
Okay.
in the tank that they posted. It's kind of like my column was. It's a little bit all over the place. Bodybuilding, a little bit about life, a little bit about this, a little bit, crazy stuff, video clips of different things. Things like that, stuff like that. Little crazy stories. The whole bit, a little
Yeah.
bit of everything.
Yeah.
So that's why it's the rambling freak.
Yeah.
Because I ramble.
Yeah, I enjoyed the shows I saw, and what I didn't know is that you have a lot of pets. You have a lot of pets, right, in your home?
Yeah, I do. I do have a lot of. I'm sorry, my son was gone. Um,
No problem.
Tell him I'll call him back. Yeah, I do have. Like Dave Palumbo gave me a lizard.
Yeah,
It's a gecko, and
yeah,
I
yeah,
call him Dave. It could even be a girl. I don't know. You know what I mean? But whatever. His name is Dave,
yeah,
and So I have lizards. I have turtles. I used to have a dog. The dog died. Um, I have ferrets. Like fish, crayfish. Frogs, like crazy stuff like that. Just it's just fun. It gives you something to do, and I like all that stuff.
yeah. I think Dave has a lot of snakes, right? He likes to have
Oh God, let me
crazy.
tell you something. When you go to Dave Palumbo's, right? If you go to his studio, when it was in New York here, because I'm from New York. Dave's from New York. He had behind the studio. When you see everybody on television, what you don't know is in the very next room, there's thousand snakes. He actually sells snakes. He breeds them and sells them. And
Crazy.
it's crazy because when you go in there, it fucking kind of stinks. You know what I mean? You can smell like, you know what you smell? You smell the rats because he has
Ah,
rats. He feeds the snakes rat. So it's crazy. He'll open up this big drawer, like fucking big, and it's got all like fucking hundreds of rats in there. And he'll pick one up, mice, rats. Depends on the size of the snake, and they smell. And he'll put it. You'll see him. He'll throw one in each cage, and next thing you know, the snake is over there. And I'm like, dude, I couldn't do that though. I can't
me
do
too.
that. But you right next to the studio. So when you see Dave Palumbo, hey, welcome to our Puzzle, Dave Palumbo. When you see all that shit, you don't know that in the very next room, there's all these friggin' snakes and shit. And
Crazy,
he's
crazy.
into all that. So I don't like snakes though. Or
Yeah,
rats.
me too. When I was little, I wanted to buy a little turtle, but I didn't know that they get so big. I got that information and I never bought one, but it's like everybody loves something else. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
mine were like this, and now they were a little bit bigger than like a quarter. When I first got, they were tiny little things.
Yeah,
And now they're
uh,
huge.
yeah.
And
In the
They're they're
past,
gavons.
yeah, crazy,
That
crazy.
means in Italian, that means they eat a lot of food. They're gavons. They eat.
Yeah,
I feed them shrimp, and they eat like 8 shrimp each.
yeah, crazy, crazy. They have hunger, like bodybuilders. Don't do a lot of. They're lazy. Don't do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, they're lazy. They just want to lay around and eat all day.
Yeah,
They should be in Kuwait. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. Okay. In the couple of weeks, the last weeks, we had some, bad situations. We have some sad news to tell with Rich Piana and Dallas McCarver. They both sadly passed away. Dallas was very young, just a couple years, like 5 years older than me. Rich was 46, which is still young in a way. Um, do you think that their death is related to the massive abuse of steroids?
I can tell you this. I think both of them would be alive today, not if they didn't take. I mean, steroids don't help, okay? Because with the heart and everything, it's not. How can I say? I mean, steroids by themselves, anything in excess is bad. I mean, I shouldn't talk because I took a lot of steroids, but so I can't chastise anybody for that. I'd be a fucking hypocrite.
Yeah.
But anything in excess. If you drank too much water, over here when the game Wii first came out, though, the Wii game. When the games first came out on they had on the radio show held this contest. You get a free Wii game, but you got to drink the most amount of water. So they had these people come in the studio, and whoever can drink the most water without like getting sick or whatever. And a lady drunk so much she actually died doing it. So she died just to win a Wii game for her kids because too much water will kill you. So what I'm saying is, it's one thing to do steroids. These guys do a lot of steroids. I don't know. I can't say in Rich's case. He never. I did know Rich. I don't know what he took steroid wise. You understand? So I can't say. Or I don't know Dallas like that. So I don't know what he took steroid wise. But I can tell you, Dallas McCarver, at 26 years old, he didn't die of old age. Rich Piana did not die of old age. These guys, when you drop dead in like that, Yeah. The other thing too, Deniz, is that I think what most people don't know is that a lot of these guys like to use other drugs as well as bodybuilders. People think that bodybuilders live a healthy life. It's fucking nuts. It's the opposite. When anybody would take that much steroids that you can look like Ashkenani, who 5 years ago he decided maybe I'll start working out a little bit. Now all of a sudden he's like, you don't get like that quick, okay? What I'm trying to say to you is that anybody who would use that much stuff, would not blink an eye using other stuff. Here again, I shouldn't talk. I never did a party drug in my life. I never smoked. I never drank.
I know.
I never did any of that stuff.
I know.
But that's because I think differently, and my father taught that to me. But a lot of these guys party, so there's also that element in it, as well as taking insulin, which kills you like that. There's a lot of different things. I shouldn't speculate or say anything, but even like with Dallas McCarver, here he got food in his mouth and shit. I mean, I have a friend who I'm just gonna tell you about my friend.
Okay.
Wink, wink. Okay. Who died? My friend died basically the same way. He was taking a lot of insulin, and a quick story here. Everybody likes this story. Okay. My friend, one day, I'm sitting in a diner in New York City, and this guy, his name was Big T. We used to call him Big T. And he competed at super heavyweight in the nationals. One day, we're having dinner and everything, and as soon as he gets in the diner, first thing he does, he gets a water and he pours sugar. He's taking the sugar packets, like sugar packets, but that's equal. Fuck it. Anyway, and he pours it in there and he's drinking all these sugar packets. And I'm going, why are you doing that? And he goes to me, you're not going to believe this. He goes, I just took a shot of insulin before I walked in the diner here. He goes, I got to get the sugar in me. He goes, I got to tell you a story. He goes, a couple months ago, I was just finished the gym. I took a shot of insulin. I started cooking dinner. And the next thing I know, I fainted. All right. He said, I woke up in a coma. And he said that his girlfriend found him on the floor. The house was on fire. The stove and everything was on fire because he was cooking. He almost died. He was in a coma for 2 days. Son of a bitch. After we had that dinner together, no shit, after he told me that story, I get a phone call. He died. He died because he took insulin, and he was trying to get, he died with an iced tea in his hand. So he was actually trying to get that sugar in him. Now, that's what I'm saying. When I heard the Dallas McCarver thing, the first thing with the food in the mouth, I'm thinking, maybe took an insulin thing,
like
maybe,
friend,
I don't know. You heard the 911 saying where he took the insulin and all that stuff. Maybe he was trying to get food in him, but food ain't going to help you. You have to actually get sugar in you. I mean, food's got to be digested. That's not going to help. My father was a diabetic. You know what I mean? So the point, and I don't know if that's really what happened. So guys, before you start chastising me on the internet, and before I start hearing Valentino saying this, that, I'm not saying that's what happened. But I am using, for instance, in another story, we don't know what really happened in that case, you know. And with Rich Piana, you know, I know that he was a guy who liked to, you know, live life to the fullest. And whatever happened, I just, you know,
Yeah.
I wish them both a rest in peace. Be honest with you, I liked Rich. A lot of people say what you want, but I liked him.
Yeah, you're right. I think Rich Piana, he had a lot of, trolls, haters, but he was a very loved guy. When he was at the expos, my friends went to that bodybuilding expos, and he had the biggest line, bigger than Phil, bigger than all the bodybuilders you see on the Olympia stage. And a lot of people just know him and watch his videos. So he did something which, moved people, let's say it that way. So
I
rest in
can tell you
peace.
he was a good guy. I knew him
Yeah.
personally. He was a good guy. He was not a bad
Yeah.
guy. And I've never met anybody told me he was a scumbag to them, ever. Okay, the whole thing with Jason Genova, that was a mistake. And I do hear, I don't know, some people tell me it was set up. I don't know. But, and the stuff with the Mack truck, that's just a way for those other guys to get some fucking publicity. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
But anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. What I found interesting is when you talk. I asked the bodybuilder, another bodybuilder, about Dallas Dad, and he said, "Oh, that's just normal. It has nothing to do with bodybuilding. That can happen anytime." But I think some bodybuilders, they want to forget all the side effects. Okay, only think about the positive, and just overshadow it. And you should maybe see the whole, positive and negative sides, and not take it that easy with your health and everything. I don't know. It's a little crazy with that, right
But
there.
that's because bodybuilders, they're very protective. Show me the bodies with the steroids. Show me the bodies. Show
Yeah.
me. Nobody ever. That's bullshit. It's over time. Come on, guys. You know how many guys? There are a lot of guys who have died. We don't know if steroids directly caused that, but I can tell you what, certainly didn't help. How come everybody dies of liver, heart, and kidneys? Why is it always
Exactly.
those three?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, guys.
Exactly.
Don't be a fool here. You know what I mean? Give me a fucking break. You know? I mean, a human being, when I competed back in, the early 80s, 70s, because remember, I'm almost 60, two and a half
Yeah.
years, I'll be 60. Now, I don't look it. But,
Exactly. Yeah.
back in Arnold's era, Arnold was maybe 10 pounds off of being a 212 athlete at 6
And
foot
he was
one and a
6'2".
half.
Yeah. Crazy.
Right. So think about that. Arnold only competed like he was like 222. You know what I mean? 224 at the moment. He was not. And I know because I'm from that era. The human being hasn't evolved. Okay.
Yeah.
And what happened to guys? Even these guys going to Kuwait, a pro bodybuilder who's already reached his max is still putting on 10, 20 pounds. Give me a fucking break. You know what I mean? Don't give me that shit. I just did a video about this too. With the rambling freak. Don't give me that bullshit. That well, they
Training.
get to eat really well
Yeah.
out there,
Yeah.
and they don't have any, and they have no stress, dude. They live here. They don't fucking work. It's
Yeah.
not like they're doing anything different. You know what I mean? It's they got access to more shit, bigger numbers. People are feeding them food. You know what I mean? It's a combination of things. It's not like the air in Kuwait is fucking. Obviously something's going on. Come on, I mean,
Yeah.
2 and 2 is 4. The human being hasn't evolved since Schwarzenegger's day, And
Absolutely.
people don't want to know that. And the bodybuilders are very protective. No, Dallas Carver, we don't know now. I mean, he might have choked on his food, so that's normal. Give me a fucking break. Come on.
Yeah, I
The
think.
guys, it's sweeping the fucking dust under the rug. It's still under there, motherfucker. Be real.
Exactly. I think even at Oxygen Gym in Kuwait, I think that at the gym they have a extra medical department. So it's crazy. There you have the gym with the weights, then there you have the juice, department. It's
Right,
just crazy.
Listen, in that country, the laws are strange, you know what I mean? So the drugs in that country are, you can get whatever you want, as much as you want, and it's probably more potent, more, the shit
Yeah.
these guys don't understand. You're not buying pharmaceutical grade, all these labs, test 400, there's no such thing. You know what I mean? Because that's some fucking Momo making that shit somewhere. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You guys are crazy. You guys believe that,
Yeah.
give me a break with that Oxygen Gym shit.
Yeah. I saw a video of yours and you were posing a little bit and you talked about competing. So is there a chance that we would ever compete again?
You never know. I got to be honest with you. if somebody out there wants to sponsor me, throw the Scott hole, because it takes a lot of fucking money to do that, and I got a family over here, then we could talk. But if I did, I think I could kick ass. You know what I mean? Because I still have dude, in a classic physique, I still have that fucking structure: small waist, really wide shoulders, and legs that flare. They talk about, because that's what you're talking about, I think, where I was flexing my legs, because I have a leg video that everybody's going nuts over. Yeah. And in that video, you can see I'm not on anything. I can show you my TRT. I can show you my TRT stopped like a year and a half ago because my benefits won't pay. And I was only taking 200 milligrams of test before that. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't really on anything. Yeah. Before that, I wasn't on anything. And then I was taking TRT. I haven't taken TRT in a year and a half. And my legs are fucking jumping. You know what I mean? Exactly. Hamstrings, everything. And, I still didn't even shave my legs in that video. See, I don't have a lot of hair, as you could see. But I haven't shaved my legs in years. There's no reason for that. But I'm not hairy there. And yet, even through that, I still have grainy hardness in my legs. I have striations on my ass and stuff. And I don't even squat. I haven't squatted in like 30 years, 35 years.
Yeah, people have to see the video. I will put a picture in it from now. Your legs now, they look awesome. And people have to see your physique before the whole, arm issue and everything. That you had a great... classic physique.
Thank you. They don't realize. I'll send you some pictures if you want after this is done. Okay. But they don't realize these people still asking me about my arm. And the hematoma with the big fly.
They still say
like 1999, 2000. It's 17 years ago. If you see me in person, I don't look like that. I mean, there's many pictures of me on the internet with people, and meeting people, expos recently and shit, and I don't look like that. They're people nuts, They're still like, get out of your fucking synthol. And I don't even know what synthol, I don't think, came around until a little bit after that. Whatever people want to think. I'm too tired to fucking argue that shit anymore.
Okay. How's your relationship with Dave Palumbo right now? I saw a video where I don't know, I'm not sure, I just got messaged, and they said that Dave Palumbo accused you again, although he knows your story, that you used actually synthol. How was that on YouTube?
I didn't see that now. My relationship's good with Dave, but he knows I took steroids locally. He knows that. Okay. I think I saw a video where he said that I did steroids locally. So I don't know if people are souping that shit up or not. But I'm still close with Dave. You know what I mean?
Okay,
but
he
knows I didn't do synthol. I mean, that's a long time ago. I don't give a shit what listen, if you shoot 10 cc 3 cc's, I didn't shoot 10, but if you shoot 3 cc's of testosterone sulfate, okay, in your arm, and you shoot 3 cc's of oil in your arm, it's basically almost the same thing. It's just the difference is once testosterone's got testosterone in it. I didn't use synthol. I didn't even know what synthol was. There was no synthol back then, and I wouldn't use that shit anyway. I would just jam fucking testosterone in there, and that arm, that wooden big floppy arm. If you notice,
hematoma.
It was one arm that was. Both arms didn't have that look. It was only one arm. What do you think? I shot one arm and didn't shoot the other? No, it was a hematoma. It was a bag of blood. Did I shoot my arms? Abso-fucking-lutely I did, but I didn't shoot him with synthol. I shot him with testosterone. You know what I mean? First of all, there's really no such thing as synthol. Synthol is basically like
oil
MC2 or whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's basically, it's like the oil without the steroid in it. That's really what it is,
Okay, we just spoke about you maybe competing again. And if you would compete, you would compete at classic physique, right?
Well, I think I could clean up in there because I have that kind of, I don't want to get huge. I will never get huge again.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest that.
I'm almost 60 fucking years old. You know what I mean? I don't want to have a fucking heart attack. Or whatever. I don't want to do the steroids like that. I'm not against them, but at my age, I'd be fucking nuts to do that. But I know that, I haven't gotten in condition since the 80s. I mean, it's been a long time for me. But I think I could do it, and I know that I can clean up. All these guys in classic physique, I'm not trying to be cocky, but you can look at pictures of me when I was younger, or even now, I just put up a video. You see, one of my Ramblin' Freaks, might have been Ramblin' Freak 3, I'm not sure. But in there, you can see my structure. I have really small waist. My waist gets down to like 27, and I could do the vacuum like nobody, bro. I could suck that shit up. You see my fucking, you see my organs, for Christ's sake, you know.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
and
Yeah.
I have really broad shoulders and flary thighs.
Yeah. Speaking about classic physique, last weekend we had the Mr. Olympia contest, and Flex Wheeler did his comeback at classic physique division. Did you see some pictures of it?
Yes.
Of Flex? Did you like it?
I mean, I got in a lot of trouble with him because him and I were friends, and then I went on Dave's show, and Dave soups you up, you know, with shit. They're telling me about his kidney and all. You know, this is what I think. You got to give the guy credit. It took balls. He was in condition. He was really hard.
It was really good conditions, yeah.
I think, you know, for his age, he looks great.
Yeah.
I think his hardness, his abs actually were just as good as anybody,
Yeah.
you know, out there. He could, you know, with everything. I just felt, you know, he didn't, you know, I'm so used to seeing Flex Wheeler, the bodybuilder.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard to, it's almost like if Babe Ruth was still playing baseball and he was only getting like ground ball singles up the middle, you're used to seeing him hitting those bombs. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you can't take anything away from the guy, other than, you know, I mean, he didn't come in like, whoa, oh my God, out of shape. It's just that you're used to seeing Flex. I think he looks better bigger. You know what I'm saying? He's a bodybuilder. See, he's taller than me. I'm only 5'6" tall.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So something like that, you know, because you have to be under 210. I think you know that, right? To be in classic physique, you have to be under 210. You can't be anything over 210. You're a bodybuilder. You know that, right? So you can't. So I can do that very easily because I'm smaller. But a bigger guy will look stringier. You know, maybe if they would have raised you know, I don't think they should, but if they would have raised it another 10 pounds, then all of a sudden you start seeing more mass on him, and guys like him who are taller, it helps. It's going to be hard for taller guys to get that look, you know.
Yeah. I think they have different weight class, you know, for the different heights, they have different weight divisions. So if you're tall, you can weigh more. If you're smaller, you have to weigh a little less. So it's getting, you know, normal.
I think that they're going to add that. They didn't have that at this Olympia, though, I don't think, right?
I think they had it. I don't know. I have to look it up.
Are you sure? Because I saw, it looked like Danny Hester, who's shorter than me, is standing next to, like, all these other guys. I don't know. I'm not sure. But you need the height class. But still, even a tall guy's not going to be able to win that like a smaller guy because he's longer, and, you know, the weight matters. He's going to look stringier than if you're shorter. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You're 5'6". At my height, at 5'6" at 200 pounds, I look jacked. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Somebody that's taller at 200 pounds, 5'10" or 5'11", is going to look stringier. You know what I mean?
I know it's
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm definitely, you know, I mean, again, if somebody throws up the Scott, you know, then I'm willing to do that. But if not, I can't. You know, I got family and kids to take care of over here. You know.
Yeah. And we had some, you know, Olympia decisions and everything, the placements. Do you think that generally, just not talking about Mr. Olympia 2017, but generally that these pro shows are, you know, judged objectively? Or do you think that subjective, you know, things and maybe relationships and everything goes into that judging?
I gotta be honest with you. Woo! I don't think that. No, I don't think it's subjective. I mean, you know, it's really hard to fucking, you know, judge a body. I mean, it's not. I mean, if you go by, a lot of people thought Big Ramy should have won.
Yes.
I kind of think Big Ramy should have won.
Yeah.
I don't like him from behind. I feel like his hamstrings, his calves, and his back don't have the density or the, you know, or the front of him has. But his conditioning, Heath was bloated. His gut was sticking out. I felt like he was softer in the muscles. They look big, but they look puffy, but they did not look the way Phil Heath normally looks. He looks so pinched in the shoulders. When you see Ramy standing next to him, it looked like a 212 guy standing next to it. It didn't. So, in my opinion, it's not that I think Phil Heath's structure obviously is better than Ramy's.
Yeah.
But I still think, I don't know. Maybe they you don't want me. I'm not sure, but think about this. What a good buildup it would be for next year. Can he match? Can he win his eighth?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know, tie the record for all time? Or will somebody, you know, it's almost like, you know, a good buildup, you know?
Exactly.
I don't know, but I thought that Ramy had him. And it's not that I'm a Ramy fan. I'm certainly not a Heath fan. I just didn't think that Heath was in condition either. He was bloated in the waist. His muscles were full, but they was like puffy, balloonish. He looked very pinched. He just didn't look like Phil Heath, whereas Ramy was hard. If you look at the pictures up close, he was grainy hard. He looked really, really good.
Yeah.
Although he didn't have any bloat to his waist, but his waist looked a little wider. You know what I mean? I would have liked to have seen it a little
Yes.
narrower.
Yeah. But that's genetics, obviously, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's still, the V-taper's sick with him. I mean, those wide shoulders are insane. I know him in person. I've met him. I mean, actually, it's funny because when I was talking to him once, Phil Heath was standing right there. And this was in the off-season. And it looked like a boy standing next to a man. I mean, it was like, it's not even a comparison. I mean, he was, Ramy was, fucking a monster.
Yeah, I just saw them standing next to each other, and it was like father and son. It looked, crazy.
Well, you know what's funny? When I first saw Ramy, and it was at the Night of Champions, I was with Branch Warren, okay?
Yeah.
And Branch is going to me, bro, you got to see this fucking guy. Wait till he comes out. And this is a pro bodybuilder,
Yes.
you know what I mean, who was even, like, mind blown at Ramy. This is when Ramy, at the Night of Champions, when New York Pro, when Ramy first came, onto the scene, that was his like unveiling, was at the New York Pro. And I remember going, holy shit, because he stood next to Victor, and I mean, it was not even, I mean, it was like, holy shit, and Victor's wide, but it didn't even look like a man next to a boy, and it was crazy.
Yeah, I never saw him live in person, but hopefully I will see him, because everybody says he's very, very huge, Have to see that.
Are you in Germany or what?
I'm in Germany. It's 11:28 p.m. so 11:30 something like that p.m. It's night, getting to night. Yeah, I'm
a lot of hot girls out there or what?
There are good girls. Yeah, it's different. In Germany you have, people from all the Europe, countries, and it's very mixed up, let's say it that way. It's very multicultural. Yeah, cultural.
Yeah, my ex-mother-in-law's from there. She's from Hamburg.
Hamburg, yeah, I know that.
Yes.
But I'm like here at the bottom, and Hamburg is like here at the top. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in Bavaria, next to Munich. Yeah, next to Munich.
Nice.
Okay, so after the Mr. Olympia, Phil Heath won it, and he had his tan on and everything. He directly went on Instagram Live. You know that Instagram Live, which you did with Joe back then, always. And
right.
He criticized, Louis Marco. You know Louis, maybe, a YouTuber. And he said, Louis, you fuck, you whore. That guy was 60 pounds heavier and shredded as a motherfucker, and I still won. So Louis Marco criticized him during the Olympia, doing some posts, because he had a bubble gut. Okay, he had a distended gut. He criticized
Right, I saw it.
And Phil Heath, took it very serious, I think, because directly after he won the Olympia, he won the biggest title in the world, and he had nothing better to do than go on Instagram Live and insult Louis Marco. He's the champion. He's the biggest, the best bodybuilder in the world. He goes live and says, whore, you're a fuck, and you're that. He was.
But that's real professional, isn't it?
That's crazy,
That's real. Let me tell you something.
I didn't believe it.
He shouldn't open his fucking mouth like that, because you open it to the wrong guy, you're gonna get your teeth punched in. But let me tell you, just because he's a big guy, don't mean shit. That just means he's gonna hit the ground harder. That's all that fuck means. Hey, let me tell you something. When Maurice Puchanowski wanted to fight in the fucking MMA, he had to lose weight because he knew he'd get his ass kicked. Too heavy, he can't breathe.
Yes.
Look, I'm no Louis Marco fan, okay? I got to be honest with you. I'm not a fan of him, okay? Because he doesn't talk about himself. He talks about everybody else. But that's uncalled for. And it must show that he's so deep into fucking Phil Heath's head. The guy's still standing on stage thinking of Louis Marco. I'd be thinking about a fucking slice of pizza from New York City, the best pizza in the world, by the way. You know what I mean? That's what I'd be thinking about. I wouldn't be thinking about no fucking Louis Marco. Who gives a shit what anybody says? You're out of your fucking mind. You're letting that guy get in your brain like that, and then you act unprofessional like that. You gotta be kidding
Crazy.
me.
Crazy.
You gotta be kidding me. That's a punk, though, bro. That's not how Mr. Olympia is supposed to act. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know, and then to go off on it, he could at least say, "Hey, Louis Marco, what do you got to say now? I just beat you."
Yes.
If you wouldn't even say something, but to go off and call the guy names like that, act like that, you act
Crazy.
like that.
Yeah, I
Shit,
saw it.
man. If I was Louis Marco, fuck that. I'd make a big stink about that. I'd make him look like a bigger asshole than he already looks like.
I think they will try to do that. A lot of fans saw it, and actually they were very, very disappointed by Phil Heath. Not only the distended gut, but by that statements he did in that live video. I mean, he won $400,000. He got the biggest title in the world, and he has nothing better to think than about that. I mean, what the fuck? It's like,
About some guy on the internet. Hey,
yes.
hey, Deniz, go on the internet and Google me. If I went after and fucking hated everybody
Yeah,
that
you
talked
have-
shit about me, I'd be alone. My own girlfriend talks shit about me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ, my kids talk shit about me. They're the biggest haters in the fucking. They're the ones who fucking creating all that hate about me. And not really, but the thing is, listen, no, that's really, really wrong of him. To be
Yes.
honest with you, I have zero respect for that.
Yeah.
And you say it to the wrong guy, like I said, you're gonna get your teeth popped out. It's just that it's not right, and it's not professional. If I was the IFBB, I would remember that next year. You know,
Yes.
I mean, you get on there like that, that's not right. That's not how it works, man. It's not how it works. I'm sorry, but I have no respect for that shit. As soon as I saw him in Generation Iron doing a bubble bath with a cigar in my mouth, I'm like, this fucking guy I haven't taken a bubble bath since I was like 6 years old. You know what I mean? Give me a break with that shit,
Exactly.
No, it's not right. I'm not trying to stick up for Louis Marco, like I said. He's not
Yes.
like number one on my Christmas list. But the thing is, give me a break. You know what I mean? That's not right. That's really wrong. You look like an asshole doing that shit. You must be sitting up there while you're winning. Like, while the judge is calling, I hope I win so I can tell Louis Marco off. Dude, you're really that fucked up? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, unbelievable. It's crazy, but it's just.
Dennis, I got to say something, though. A lot of these guys, I'm sorry, I talk too much. A lot of these
It's great.
guys, though, are not the nicest guys in the world. If you meet some of these bodybuilders, some of your own idols, you'd
Yeah.
be shocked. You'd be shocked. A lot of these guys are so fucking cocky. And, they have a picture of themselves over their own bed. You know what I mean? Give me a break with that.
Yeah, I heard about
Just
it.
trust me on that. A lot of these guys are not so nice.
Yeah, I heard about that actually. People meeting them in life, and they are like the opposite of what they present in the internet and in the whole magazines and everything. So you never know how a person is until you meet him. It's
Right.
just crazy like that. Okay, so what people missed, people speculated actually that Kai Green got a wild card this year again. So until one day out of the Mr. Olympia, he could make that decision into competing at the Mr. Olympia. Obviously, he didn't do that. Okay, he didn't do that. Didn't compete again. Do you think that he will ever compete again at the Olympia stage?
I have a feeling he will. I think that if he came in the condition he was in last time, he would have
He
won
would
this
win,
one.
yeah.
He's an idiot because I would go for it. I got to be honest with you. I would go. And the payday, even in second place, I don't know what second
200,000.
place gets it. It might be 100 grand. I don't know, whatever. But it's going to be
200
more money
grand.
than getting momoing around. You know what I mean? I would do it if I was him.
Yeah,
I would do it.
Yeah, second place was 200 grand. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's I'd take that,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, not for nothing, but he could easily have. This year, I think he could have won it. I mean, he's crazy because you're getting older, so you got to do it. You got to make that move soon. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
He's over 40 years of age, so if he wants to compete again, he should really do it in near future, because one day he will get old too, and he will get too old.
Plus, you
for
need
that.
to keep sharp.
Yes.
If you stay too long away from it and you don't keep your body within that striking distance, it's tough. You gotta get sharp.
Exactly. And okay, what I wanted to ask you too is, in Generation Iron, did you see that movie? Generation Iron 2. The second.
No, I'm in it, but I
You're
didn't
in
see
it.
it. Did you
Okay.
see me in it?
I saw you in it. Yeah, you had a couple of scenes and quotes. And one quote I remember of the movie was, there is steroid use abuse and massive abuse. So do
Yeah.
you think that, the people are getting bigger and bigger at the Mr. Olympia? At one side, I say I critique Phil for having that distended gut, but at the other
Right.
side, people, they have to take so much things and take more and eat more and more, that the gut will come. Okay, I don't see, I see it that way. I know they are like victims too. They are victims too. They do it. They do whatever it takes to win. Do you think that
Yes.
there will come a limit where like people will, it will be just too much because the body frame is the body frame, and there maybe is a limit by that?
I do. You see, I think that Big Rammy and guys like what the hell's his name there? The squinty eye, Rolly Winkler,
Yeah.
and everything. I think those guys are already at that limit because what happens is that the builds start losing their pop. Like I thought Big Rammy looked better. I mean, even though he looked good this year and he was hard conditioned, I just went through a whole rant about him. Now it looks like I'm putting him down. I'm not putting him down. What I'm trying to say is his waist is getting bigger, and what happens is you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually you're gonna have a 400-pound guy up there
Yeah.
with a 50-inch ripped waist. That 50-inch ripped waist does not look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember I was walking, me and Joe Pietaro, when I was with MD. Joe used to work with me at MD.
I know.
And we were walking, and Jay Cutler was with us, and he was walking in front of us. And I kept telling Joe, look at his ass. You know what I mean? And the fucking ass was huge. You know what I mean? And it wasn't fat or anything, but what I'm trying to say is,
Yes.
after a while, that don't look good. And the
Yeah.
general public is not going to have, you can't even get this shit on ESPN or anywhere. Nobody, ESPN will cover the World Series of darts. Guys throwing darts, seriously. The World
I know.
Series of darts. And you can't get anybody. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly. I
You
understand.
you can't get no coverage on ESPN in your bodybuilding. And darts, even poker. What's athletic about poker? You know what I mean? But it's on ESPN. That's because nobody wants to watch this shit. The average person sees that and goes, "Oh, come on, that doesn't look good." To
Yes.
us, we like freaks. But to the average person,
Exactly,
Raleigh
yes.
Winkler come up there, squinty eye, like this, and you're like, "Holy shit! What the? It looks like he's taking a shit. What is that?" You know what I mean? But then they see the classic physique and they say, look, that's beautiful. You watch Pumping Iron, you still watch Pumping Iron now, and you see Arnold in the gym and that big chest and those abs and the whole bit, and you say, wow, look at him, he fucking looks great.
Yes.
Then you watch these guys today, they're way bigger, way veinier, but it's too far gone. And of course, it's all drugs. These guys got to
Exactly.
take a drug to enhance the other drug that they took, to enhance that drug to counter the other drug that they took before. You know what I mean? From cortisone blockers to fucking, everything. It's crazy.
It's unbelievable, and it's getting more and more. People are getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and like Rich Piana, both were over 300 pounds. So I think not only the medical side, but also bodybuilders are like 5'7" generally. Let's say that way, 5'7", 5'8", and when they're over 300 pounds at that height, it's not good for the heart. Even
No,
if
it's terrible.
it's like you being fat,
It's terrible.
you're being obese.
It's terrible for the heart.
Yeah.
It's very bad for the heart.
Yeah.
That's why these guys had the problem. How
Yes.
come when you hear these bodybuilders dying, they're 40 years old, which is not old or
Yes.
whatever, and it's always he was in kidney failure. He had heart. It's always the same shit.
Yes.
So what people don't realize is tons of steroids make the heart bigger too. You understand? That's trouble. Okay? The kidneys and the liver are the waste sewage treatment plant of the human body. So any shit you take has to go through the waste sewage treatment. But it's that's what happens. Okay? So your liver and your kidneys get fucked up trying to clean up all that shit, and then you're giving them stuff. It's one drug to counter this drug to counter that drug to counter this drug, and that's what happens. You know what I mean? And then they're shooting clenbuterol and yohimbine in the gut. You know what I mean? And Helios to shoot into the fat directly, and then you got you're taking the clenbuterol, which fucking makes your heart go crazy. Now the heart's already bigger from the fucking steroids. And then it just it starts like that. I mean, before you know it, you're taking 20 different drugs.
Yes. It's getting out of control, and people
Yes.
start new at the gym, and before having information about training and nutrition, they know about juice. It's crazy. I talked yesterday with a guy. I saw him the first time ever, and he said he's into working out, and the second or third sentence it was directly about Jews. So people directly connect bodybuilding, weight training with sports enhancement drugs. It's not good. I think
It's
the
not good for the
beginners,
sport.
the
Denny's,
beginners, the
listen,
new guys.
years ago, in the late 80s, like 89, 88, 89, 90, 91, you had television shows here. You had Corey Everson's Body Shaping. I don't know if you know about that, but in America, we had on excuse me, Corey Everson's Body Shaping. You had the Flex Workout with Sean Ray. You had ESPN. Lee Haney's had a show. I'm sorry, I'm sticking my fingers in the camera. You had a show called Muscle Sport USA on USA Network, on MSG Network. You had American Bodybuilding, okay, American Bodybuilding, which was Lou Zwick's show on ESPN. You had Rick Valente doing body shaping in the morning. You had like 6 shows, and they were all featured main bodybuilders. Okay, they were on regularly on television. Yeah. That was back in like 1990. You would have thought, dude, wait till like 2017, man. By now we'll be on the fucking mainstream. And you know what's funny? We got less publicity now. We got less. Years ago, I used to watch the Olympia on ESPN would broadcast it. Sometimes MSG Network, which is over here, and USA Network would broadcast it. Even the Nationals, when Lee Labrada won the Nationals here in America, it was broadcast. You'll never see that now. Never. Because you gotta be a criminal, a drug abuser just to get in there. And look, I went to jail for this shit, so it's not like I'm fucking talking shit here. I'm just saying it's out of control. I mean, it's out of control.
Yeah, exactly. It's out of control. It's just how to describe it. Talking about Big Ramy at the Mr. Olympia, do you think that he is my favorite for next year? So do you think that next year he could potentially win the title?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I think he could win it. I think Sean Roden can win it. And I think that the real guy who could win every year and nobody can touch him, if he ever got his shit together, but he's got anxiety problems and his head is got issues, is Cedric McMillan. Cedric McMillan, to me, has everything that he's a combination of Lee Haney and Ronnie Coleman together. And he's big and he's tall. I know Cedric. He's a great guy. But and I'm the first one to put Cedric in the magazines. When he was an amateur, he used to write to me, and I put him in a future success story in muscular development in like 2005. When he was still in the Army, he used to write to me, and he'll tell you that. But the problem with him is he has anxiety problems, and he can't get his head in. That's how he won the Arnold Classic, but he placed 10th here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Place, yeah.
He could do so much better. His structure is amazing, but his head gets in the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the mindset is very important. You have the mindset,
right?
You have to have it, like a champion.
He was also working a normal job. Well, these guys are laying around. I mean, he was still in the Army. He was doing recruiting and everything. But he had to go to work every day.
Yeah, Cedric is hardcore. I mean, he's doing a full-time job at the Army. He's doing professional bodybuilding, and he's still managing to be the top 10 of the whole world. And there are guys.
Oh, I mean, he won the Arnold Classic, and he could have easily won. He could easily have won the Olympia. Believe me, he has the structure. He could even do a vacuum. He has that structure. He's way bigger. If you see him standing there, he's a big guy.
Yeah.
He's taller than all those guys. He's a big guy. He has a lot of potential. It's just you got to get the head. It's all a matter of the mind. That's why some of these MMA fighters, you know what I mean? They're so good. Is that their mindset,
Okay. Yeah, I think if he will get conditioned one day, if he's totally peeled, shredded, with that aesthetic line, then he's like unstoppable. He's like crazy.
I'm telling you, he's got the best of Lee Haney and Ronnie Coleman.
Ronnie Coleman.
He's a combination of both of those two guys. And those two guys are the two greatest Mr. Olympias ever. Lee Haney and Ronnie Coleman.
And he seems like an awesome personality, okay? What I saw in videos, he seems to be a nice guy. And
he's got a great personality. Cedric McMillan has got a great personality. And by the way, Lee Haney and both Ronnie Coleman are good guys in person. Really good guys. Ronnie Coleman's like a giant kid. I love talking to him. He's a great guy. He's nothing bad to say about anybody's guy. He's got such a fucking good heart. I love Ronnie. That's my boy.
Yeah, Ronnie is.
I love that guy.
Ronnie's crazy. Yeah, he's a legend. One of the best ever. Yeah. Okay. Generation Iron got a new member on their team, Sean Ray. Okay, you're now with MD, and Sean Ray is away from MD, and he's at Generation Iron now. And people in the past, Generation Iron, Sean Ray did some comments which a lot of people could not handle. The fans too. When Dallas Post, being a couple weeks out, and he had that gut and everything, Sean Ray was the first to criticize it, but he got a lot of hate. But I think right now people are more and more liking him, because I think that Sean Ray is actually saying the truth. He's saying right stuff. He's criticizing, but he has his arguments. What do you think on his reporting and criticizing and everything?
First of all, let me tell you something about Sean Ray. He's one of my best friends in this sport of bodybuilding. I love Sean Ray. I'm very close with Sean Ray. He's a great guy. He calls me all the time. If I'm doing something wrong, even like MD and stuff, when I would do something fuck up, whatever, he would call me up and be like, bro, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, he's a company guy. If I was to pick one guy, if I was to start a big company in bodybuilding and I really want, he'd be the first pick of my guys. He is. You don't know. Listen, if you can't take criticism, go fucking play something else, because you're in the wrong sport, okay? Because this sport is full of criticism. And he's just telling it like it is. If Dallas McCarver should never have taken pictures with his gut sticking out, if you don't take pictures that you don't want other people to see, or that you can't take critique on, that don't put them out there. You know what I mean? It's like me with the fucking arm, with the goddamn fucking balloon arm. I'm the one that put those pictures out there. Yeah. Do I regret it? Yeah, I fucking do regret it. But what am I going to do? I don't go and fucking attack every person because they, whatever. I understand. It looks like shit. That's why I put it out there. So look, it looks fucked up. But people think like I think that looked good. No. All right? But exactly. So what I'm trying to say is Sean Ray's just telling her like it is. He's not making something up. He's saying, look, yo, dude, your gut's sticking out. Oh, my God. What are you saying? Like, well, it's sticking out. It's different if he was making stories up. He's a company guy. Watch Generation Iron. Just the coverage that they did alone in his last was amazing compared to what it was. Sean Ray will change that whole company. Sean, I don't care what people. There's a lot of people don't like him. I can't say anything bad about the guy. He's always looked out for me, and we worked together for years. Yeah. He's always looked out for me. And you know what the funny thing is?
What?
The other guy that I'm really good friends with is Sean Ray's nemesis, is Lee Priest, is one of my boys too. You know what I'm saying?
I love Lee, yeah, he's great.
But they hate each other, you know that, right? I mean, they're not really, and yet I'm friends with both of them.
Yeah, I think they have some beef because back then when they used to compete, they had some bad happenings. I think it's that way. Yeah. But I love Lee too, what he's doing right now. I think he's doing some videos too. And
yeah, he does videos, but he's got like I forgot what was it, shoulder surgery or something. He's got some issues, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I haven't talked to him recently. He did get a hold of me not too long ago, but I love Lee Priest, bro. He's fucking awesome. Great. Dude, hang out with him. He's a panic. He's a pisser. Me and him together, we're both nuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, he seems to be very funny. I saw some old videos of him, and he always had fun and was not too serious and was always like a great person to hang out with. That was
absolutely
amazing. Yeah.
He's a great guy. He's a great guy to hang out with. He's fun. He's nuts. He's crazy. He's got a good personality, and he really doesn't take himself too seriously. He makes a lot of jokes. Trust me. Like me, we'll fuck around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got some great fucking crazy sex stories. He'll tell you some good shit. Fucking chicks and they shitting on a pillow and shit like that. It's like funny.
Crazy, yes. And what's up with Boston Lloyd? I think does he compete anymore? I don't think so. But he's getting big again, and I don't know what he's doing now. Are you in contact?
I mean, again, there's another guy that gets a lot of heat. I get along good with Boston Lloyd. I like the kid. I think his girlfriend's cute. You know what I mean? I like the way they have. He loves his girlfriend. He loves his life. I like that. You can't chastise a guy for that. The whole drug thing, if that's what he wants to do, who am I to say anything? You know what I mean? I put on 100 pounds from taking shit. You know what I mean? I was doing 6,000 milligrams of test a week on top of God knows whatever. I was a drug dealer, so I had it like that. I could fucking open up bottles and bang, bang, bang. It was a long time ago. You know what I mean? It's 17 years ago I got arrested. But what I'm saying is, you know, he's just doing his thing. I don't think he wants to compete. It's very bodybuilding. I think that's what made Rich Piana so popular, was the fact that he was huge. He stopped competing years ago, and he was more about the lifestyle of bodybuilding.
Yeah.
God damn it, you know what I mean? Like, people like that about
People
him. Like,
like
let's
that,
wake up and let's do some fucking push-ups on whatever. His little feeder sets and how he, like, just he had like bodybuilding is a lifestyle, not the sport. You understand what I'm saying? There's plenty of people.
Yes.
Even you, Deniz, you may say to yourself, I really like bodybuilding. I don't know if I ever want to compete, but I like to go to the gym, and because it's really a lifestyle. It shouldn't be a sport. It should actually be a lifestyle, because, again, it's very hard to critique a physique. I might have said this before on your show, but I'll say it again.
Yeah.
It's bodybuilding is a matter of opinion, okay? Who's to say who's a better artist, Michelangelo or Pablo Picasso?
Yeah,
Two different fucking types of art,
you're right,
okay? There are people who think I look at Pablo. My father was an artist and my mother was an artist. And, I mean, they did that for a living. So this house is very, art-oriented. So I look at Pablo Picasso and I say, that looks like something a high school kid painted. I look at Michelangelo and I say, my God, that's fucking amazing. It looks lifelike. So who's to say? It's bodybuilding is a matter of opinion. There's people who would. Frank Zane is considered one of the greatest bodybuilders ever, right? Marcus Rule is a good bodybuilder. He was a freak. He was nothing, you know what I mean? Compared to Frank Zane, who won the Mr. Olympia. Marcus Rule never won the Olympia. But yet, Marcus Rule had Frank Zane beat in every body part. Who had bigger calves? Marcus Rule.
Everything,
bigger hamstrings? Marcus Rule. Thighs? Marcus Rule. Waist, we'll give that to Zane. Okay, forearms? Marcus Rule. Biceps? Marcus Rule. Triceps? The whole bit. Chest, shoulders, traps. But yet, Frank Zane is considered one of the greatest bodybuilders, will go down in history as one of the greatest, and Marcus Rule will just be another competitor. What I'm saying to you is it's all a matter of opinion. If you went to one of your next-door neighbors and you showed the people who live next door to you, you showed them a picture of Marcus Rule, and you showed them a picture of Frank Zane, and you said, which one of these two is considered one of the greatest bodybuilders, they'd all point to Marcus Rule, because he's way more developed.
Yes.
But it's a matter of opinion. So I like the lifestyle end of it.
Yeah, some people like apples, some people like oranges. Phil could have won. Ryan could have won. Other people will maybe say Sean Roden or Dexter. I don't know. It's at this level. Everybody is big. Everybody's conditioned. It's hard to judge. It's really hard to judge.
Exactly.
So it's.
By the way, Dexter Jackson was really shredded. I saw him. He was fucking really shredded. He was grainy hard. Yeah, he could have won too. You never know.
Exactly, yeah. The whole top 3, top 4.
William Bonac. Look at him.
Too.
He just didn't have the size that Ramy had, but come on. He was in fucking wicked condition.
I think the problem with William is that he's very short. So if he would be a little taller, like Big Ramy or something, like 5'9", 5'10", he would be crazy. He would be maybe unbeatable even. He had the best conditioning on stage. Everything was great, striated, but he's very small of his height.
Isn't that funny, though? Because bodybuilding is actually a shorter man's sport. It always has been.
Normally, too, yeah.
There's if you were 6 feet tall, you'd be considered like a fucking giant in bodybuilding. Yet, in any other sport, 6 feet is, you're one of the smaller guys. You know what I mean? In baseball, football, basketball, any of those sports, hockey. You see these guys in person, they're all fucking 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". You know what I'm saying?
Bodybuilding is different in a lot of ways. In any ways, different from other sports. And like you said, it should be more considered as a lifestyle, because it's just more than the 1 hour workout. It's the whole nutrition, resting, and doing what it takes to develop in the sport.
It's 24/7. Yeah. It's a 24-hour, 7 days a week. All day, it's bodybuilding. You got to watch everything you do, everything you eat, Yes. When Derek Jeter was playing baseball, he could go out and eat a hot dog and drink a beer. It wouldn't affect the way he played baseball. But you do that as a bodybuilder, it affects. You know what I mean?
It is how it is. Okay, so Greg, we had a great interview. We have like over 50 minutes. I think people will love it. I enjoyed it a lot. It was funny. Had some great, informations and stories. So people all should follow Greg on YouTube too. You have a YouTube channel, Gregg Valentino. On Instagram, Gregg Valentino. On the Rambling Freak at MD. So
stop fucking around.
Stop fucking around. And follow me too. Hopefully I will get more people to interview in the future, and it's always great with you. It's always a good time. I thank you for your time and doing
Thank
that.
you, Deniz.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate you've always, even before you were interviewing me, I know you've always been there. I've seen you, your posts and everything. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. And if I could do anything to help you, I'd love to meet you one day. Maybe if you're at the Arnold Classic, I might go this year. I haven't been to any of those shows in years, but
Yeah.
maybe I'll go. But if you're there, maybe I'd like to meet you one day.
Yeah, the crazy thing is that I'm in Germany and there is a fitness expo, the FIBO. I don't know if you know it, the FIBO
Yeah, I
Sports.
do know FIBO.
I hopefully will be at the FIBO next year, but this is Germany. It's not in America, so I don't know if Andy sent you there. I don't know it.
Well, if they're, hey, listen, if they're paying, I'm going. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
I ain't stupid. If they're paying, I'm going. The only thing is I got to get a passport. I don't have a passport because I'm an ex-criminal. So I got to get a passport.
yeah. So
That'd be no problem. I haven't been a criminal in years.
yeah, so hopefully one day my channel will be big enough that I can do some traveling, because right now I'm doing like nothing, but hopefully one day I can discover, LA and United States and or Arnold Classics and
Fuck
Mr.
LA, New
Olympia.
York. Got to come to New York, baby.
Or I come to
New
New
York is
York.
incredible.
I come to New York and meet you and all the guys. Maybe Dave Palumbo too one day. Hopefully we'll see what will happen. So thank you, and people will love it.
Thank
Bye.
you, Deniz. I appreciate it. If there's anything I can do, let me know.